Hey nerds, welcome to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Theories and Conspiracies. I'm Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd. So this was a really intense episode this week. It was really good. It still had some moments of levity, but there was just so much going on. It really moved the story forward. So what happened, and don't worry, I am going to give you my speculation at the very end on that final moment where we see into the framework and what that means. So, but first, the episode of this title was Self-Control, but it really could have been called Everyone Who Works for S.H.I.E.L.D. is a Red Shirt. We don't know exactly how big the explosion was at the very end. It could have just been destroying that hallway and part of the hangar, but the impression they give is that the entire base was destroyed. Now, I don't think that's the case necessarily, but that just shows that everyone who was in the base at that time was expendable, because obviously they didn't, Simmons and Daisy didn't know what was going to happen, but that bomb went off, so who knows what's going on. Now, with all the talk of the framework this week, especially that final moment when Daisy and Simmons are talking about going in and how your body could die outside if you stay in too long, but if your mind dies, you really will die. There were no Matrix jokes. It seemed like some really easy jokes could have been made there about the Matrix, but you know, that's okay. The episode was great. There was this, this kind of idea of classic misdirection. Who's an LMD? That the moments between the LMD Fitz and Simmons were probably some of the most intense moments we've seen on the show this entire time. So I was very happy with it. Now, the framework. All episode we were learning that Ada had to reset it and change it and alter the world in order to undo things that the people in the framework regretted. She thought this was fulfilling Radcliffe's desire for what the framework should be and how it should treat the people in it. And then we finally get into it, and it just opens up so many questions. How long has Simmons been dead, and and how did she die? Who is she going to take over? What body is she going to take over now that she's coming in, because she can't find her avatar because her avatar's dead? Who is with Fitz in the car? Is Andrew still alive? And did he ever actually change into Lash? Did Hive ever come back from the alien planet? But more importantly, and I think the question that most people are curious about, since we know Ward is there, who else will still be in this world? Because it's a world where Hydra won the Winter Soldier War. So do we have Daniel Radcliffe? Do we have Gideon Malik? Do we have Garrett? Do we have Graviton, Arnim Zola? And if we have Arnim Zola, is he going to be in his robot body that we know from the comics and we got a kind of an Easter egg from in the First Avenger, Captain America First Avenger? And also, what about Daisy's dad and her mom for that matter? Inhumans are known in this world. Is Calvin Zabo, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Where does he fit? All of these questions are going to come into play here. I think this is a good opportunity for them to do things like have Arnim Zola in his robot body, to have the full alien tentacle Hive just walking around, not being in Ward, nothing like that. But it does open a lot of questions. Who is going to be in this world? Who's in control? And what's going on? So that is just some of the questions from the framework. I would be really curious to know what you guys think and how you think this is going to play out. To me, this really looks like a dark, twisted version of a Superman storyline for the man who has everything. This is the one where he's put into kind of a framework-like world by a plant symbiote parasite thing called the Black Mercy. It's a really good storyline. Supergirl did an episode on it, but what do you guys think is going to happen? Now, the last thing to talk about is Anton. And we see him, we see what Ada did to him. His consciousness is in an android, but it's being controlled by his brain, which is still in a glass jar on the table. So what do you think is going to happen? There's a lot of speculation online that he is going to be MODOK. But then here's an interesting thing, and this might actually prove him as MODOK or not. Jed Whedon was asked about this, and he said he can't confirm or deny if Anton is based on any character in the comics. So right now, I think that means he is, and it's just a take on a specific character. And I think head in the jar, that really does point to MODOK. So what do you guys think in the comments? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Until next week, guys. Well, sorry, there is no next week. Apparently, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s taking a hiatus for about 6 weeks. This isn't a bad thing. Allegedly, it's because of the NCAA tournament. So we will be back with the Framework storyline and Agents of Hydra and whatever you want to call it. So until next time, guys, I'm Brian from Good Nerd, Bad Nerd, and this has been Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Theories and Conspiracies.